You look well.
Okay.
So how are you feeling today?
Exhausted.
Why is that so?
I'm drained. Work and classes, everything is so overwhelming. I can't seem to find my length or balance between the two.
Why is that so?
Because I feel like my job is already enough. I shouldn't be doing anything after work. When I come off at 3, I should just go home and unwind for the day. But then I have to go home into classes, I have to do assignments. I still have to prepare for the next day because I'm a teacher. So I have to plan classes for the next day. How am I going to go about teaching this lesson? Finding different resources, everything just to teach that lesson. And when you catch me is probably 2-3 o'clock. I go into bed in the morning. Then I still have to wake up early, cook, and reach to work for 8:45. So I'm pretty much tired. The weekends is when I'm supposed to be relaxing, but then you know what? I have to wash my clothes, clean up the house a bit, and all these things. Then prepare for the next day or the next week of work.
So you mentioned school and the teaching. How exactly does that affect you?
The job is exhausting as it is. Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You must be Miss Tom.
I am. Yes.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
How can I help you today?
Well, I'm here because I'm frustrated.
Okay. What might have you frustrated?
My landlord just raised my house rent, and
Take your time.
it's frustrating for me right now because my salary cannot handle it. I have a daughter. She is 7 years old, and having to maintain her and my household will be so difficult. She didn't even raise it by a minimal amount. She raised it by a large amount. And when I think about how I'll manage my household, purchasing food stuff, because cost of living is extremely high right now. I literally, when I would have done a budget right before coming, and by the time I finish with that budget, I have no money remaining. I don't have anyone to assist me in any possible way, and my daughter, her father don't contribute to anything to assist me, and that is so hard. I'm doing it all on my own. I have to find transportation to take her to school. I have to find transportation to take myself to work. I have to, like I said, I have to find the food stuff, and like I can't sit to think or to breathe properly about it, because why would she raise the rent? She hasn't given any main reason as to why she would have raised the rent. She just called and said, oh, the rent is raised and you have to pay this money from this new month here. And I'm sitting there thinking, how can I find this money this month? You haven't given me any suitable any time frame, no time in advance. You also didn't put this thing in writing to me. It has me feeling as though she would like me to move out. But where will I go? my salary cannot handle any additional expenses, and the cost of the new rent now basically is causing me to think a whole lot, and I might have to cut down on food that I eat, because the rent now might be is basically 80% of my salary. You understand? And so I'm basically just living to pay or working actually to pay a rent or to put a roof over my head, but I still don't know how I will eat. I still don't know how my daughter will eat. And I don't like asking for help. I do not like asking anyone for no help, you know, because I feel as though when you ask for help, like, you know, people might throw it back in your face, or people might talk about it, and I don't want that for me. And
take your time. Take your time.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'll survive other than going to work and coming home to pay for something that it's only over my head, you know? And I don't know how else will work. So now I'm also thinking it might have to push me to get that second job, and how frustrating that will be, because I'm also studying. I have to now find time for another job. I'm attending the university. How will I get to pay for that? Now I'm thinking that I will have to drop out of university to make sure I maintain my home by getting that second job. But all I can think now is how will I survive, you know? Okay. How will my daughter survive, you know?
All right. So what I'm getting here is that you're mostly concerned about the rent. So let's speak a little on the rent. Have you ever expressed this feeling to your landlord?
No.
Would you consider it?
Yes, I would.
Yes, I'm thinking you can approach her in a very respectful manner. And apart, I'm getting it's a woman. So let her see where you're coming from as a mother. You know, try having that conversation with her. And maybe if that don't work, we can find other alternatives. Like you look into a cheaper place to rent that will suit your budget. Alright? So we can stop there for today. So what you're going to do for me is try to have that conversation with your landlord. Express how you're feeling. You don't meet her woman to woman as a mother. And you can give me the feedback over the next section, and we'll know where to work from there.
Okay.
Alright, thank you. Yeah, it was nice having you.
Thank you very much. Okay. So what about the job that exhausts you?
Every single thing. Every single thing. I think the workload is too much, and it's kind of what is the word I should use? Redundant. Yeah, that is the best word. It's kind of redundant too, because I would find that I'm putting one information into 4, 5, 6 documents. So like you would have the report booklet. I'll have to write the children grades and everything inside the report booklet. Then I will have to put it again in my mark book, my class log, sorry. And then I have to put it again inside the class schedule, and then again in the CDI. So you see how the work is redundant. And then think I'm being underpaid, and I'm just not a teacher. I'm also a mother. I became a mother before I even actually become a mother. I've been parenting like probably hundreds of students. For how long? For the 2 years I've been teaching, I've probably parented hundreds of students, and I find myself in situations where I negotiate with parents sometimes. I can remember the last time I was telling a parent, so they're having some difficulties at home, and I could remember I said to her, okay, you find the child's passage to come to school. I noticed the child was being absent regularly, and she was explaining to me that she don't want to send the child to school. They don't have food to eat and while he's at school. So I can remember telling her, you just find the passage for that child to come to school, and I will find the lunch. And I know some days to myself, I don't even have lunch for myself. I would go to school, not eat. But even when those days I have no money, I find food for that child to eat. And that is where I come back to the point that I was saying. I'm a mother before I even became a mother. So with all of this, I'm pretty much underpaid. There's some hidden extracurricular activities. For example, I'm a sports teacher. So my 9 to 3 8:45 actually to 3 don't always end at 3. I remember I mentioned too that I have classes in the afternoon. So it's a lot. It's pretty much a lot. Sometimes I have to stay back in school and make sure the children are ready. Probably football coming up. I know we have the Milo competition coming up. So every afternoon is practice with the children for this competition. You want to get them ready. Then you have to do all sort of fundraisers, because I feel like the school don't support sports. And the school that I don't want to mention the school I'm at, but the school I'm at, it's what, the public would get it as, they get the children. And these are the children that you would find are very talented when it comes to sports, especially football, because that's the game they grew up playing in their area. So you don't want to send them out there to support the school, to represent the school, and you don't have nothing for them to eat. And that comes back to the job again. Most of the time, money's coming out of my pocket. Not only my pocket, but the teachers that are interested in the sport. We would sub monies and ask and try to get something for the children to eat. And at a point, we used to ask for donations from people around the area, because when they hear our school playing, everybody excited to come and watch. And so we would ask the different business places around the school for a donation. And now that the ministry put out this a restriction, you cannot give anything to the school without consulting them. You have to write a letter to them and all these things. And then you have to wait a while for that to be approved, and sometimes it's not even approved. So it all comes back to me as a teacher. Take money out of my pocket to make sure these children are eating. Because me personally, I won't send my children out there to represent the school, and I know my child is going to be hungry. They probably don't even have water to drink. That is very much unfair to a child. And with a sport like that, you have to get water, especially because the sun, the running,
right?
Yeah, and you still have to get fruits also, right? Because you don't want to damage the muscles, and there's nothing to put into the body to repair the muscles.
Okay.
So it all comes back to me being underpaid, and I'm still making sacrifices for the job that is not benefiting me. Okay. As a person, I can't live off of the job. I would find myself, as soon as school closed, I want to go do something else, some other job,
okay,
to getting some money. You would find also I work with this company. It's like a waitress company on a weekend too.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a lot. It's really a lot going on. Yeah, so sometimes I work with them part time. So depends on how I feel, and probably if I don't have any assignment or anything due for the next coming up, I would take the job and go just to get some money.
And then, based on what I understand, is that you are frustrated about being underpaid. You're frustrated about being overworked, and you're also struggling with balancing your work and studies. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. So at our next session, we'll focus on helping you to balance your work and studies. That way, you will prepare a schedule for you, right? Which will help you to basically balance those, right? Thank you for coming today.